Okay, I don't know if anybody is around to see this. I didn't announce this ahead of time. I'm out here in the woods setting up a new camping spot, and I've never camped back in here before. It's some new property, and I'm just testing for signal right now. If I'm getting enough signal that you guys can uh, see my surroundings and such. So, if anybody's there and can see me, pop in and I'll show you the area that I found here, and then I'm going to set up. Hey, Danny, uh, can you see me okay in my surroundings? So like I say, I'm at a new camping area, and I've been out here cutting some limbs out of the way so I can drag my drive my pickup down here. Oh, great, great. Okay, well, I'll give you a look around. There's really not a road coming in here. There's a trail. Um, this is a old game trail or so here. So what I've been doing is kind of trimming some limbs so I can back my truck in here, and I'm gonna actually make the camp spot right here. I'm gonna dig me a fire pit there. Now this is some deep woods here, which is just how I like it, and not real far from where I live. So how's things going in South Carolina? Is it hot there too? So, but anyway, main thing I'm doing, I'm just testing for signal to see if I get a good enough signal to do a live podcast from this area. This is way back in the woods, so it'll be a good place to set up camp and listen. It's been pretty hot out here today, but um, in the future, hold the camera sideways for a bigger picture and better reception. Let's try that. How's that? Is that any better? Oh, yeah, it gives you a wider view. How's that, Danny? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk a little further back in the woods, and let me know if the reception stays good uh, as I walk. And hey, Ken Squatch, like I say, for those of you just popping in, this is unannounced. I'm out here setting up a new camp spot and testing cell phone signal. About probably 3 miles from here, there's a cell phone tower. Okay, hey, thanks for the suggestion, Danny. Yeah, that's much better. The only time I've come out here in the past is to look for mushrooms and stuff and all that. How's Okie land, Chris? It's yeah, about the same temperature here, Chris. It is my truck. It said 91, but it's not as bad a 91 as what it was uh, about a month ago when it was just terrible humidity. It's not too bad in the shade. Still feels hot when you're kind of chopping some wood out of the way. But anyway, the one thing I'm trying to do too is watch the ground because there's a lot of the baby copperheads are out right now. I don't mind snakes. I just don't want to get bit by one, you know. Um, but yeah, Chris, it sounds like it's about the same. Is my picture staying steady as I move around? So yeah, it's I don't know how many acres, probably 80 acres straight that way of solid woods, and about that all the way around, pretty much. Um, so it's pixelated. Okay, 90% steady. Okay, so I'm getting about 3 bars on my cell phone, so that tells me what I need to know when I do a proper podcast, if you will. I'll need to stay still. But anyway, I'm about to start uh, clearing this out here. I'm going to build a fire pit there. I've brought in a bunch of rocks that I just picked up on the side of the road on the way in here that I'm going to use to build the fire pit. And I've got that kind of trimmed back so I can back in there. Now this is not in the Kiamishi Mountains where I go quite a bit. This is actually in southern Hughes County. But yeah, there's all the rocks. I just gathered them on the way down there, very down here. So that's a peculiar looking oak tree right there on the other side of that cedar. Goes up and over and every which direction. There's a lot of really, if we go back further into these woods, really hadn't been touched a lot. There's a lot of really, really old oak trees and stuff back in here. A lot of these big cedars. So anyway, yeah, I'm excited about getting the camp set up. I don't know if I'm going to camp tonight. I need to go back. Need to go back home, which I live about 30 minutes from here. After I cut wood and get everything situated, if I feel like it, I'll come back and make camp tonight. Otherwise, I'm looking at next Sunday coming back here and doing a podcast, bring my tripods and stuff. But things that's coming up, since I've got you guys on here, I'll say first weekend of October is the Honubby Bigfoot Festival. It's in far southeast Oklahoma, and I'm going to be speaking at it for a good, well, this will be the second year that they've had me out there. Pete Buffalo Head, who spoke there last year, the same time I did, he was going to be one of the speakers there, but he's not going to be able to make it. And the other speakers, I don't know that I've ever met them before. I don't think I have. I know them probably through just the internet, but as far as meeting them, I don't know. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, Danny, it would be. On the way in here, there's a place where some people have thrown out some metal cans and stuff like that, and they're extremely rusty. So that means they were probably thrown out here. Well, I know in my lifetime nobody's dumped back here, so it'd have to be way back. But yeah, that would be a good place to do that. But yeah, I see there's some old cans in the woods over there, so we do that. But anyway, my main thing today was just to test and see if I got enough. Hello, Midnight Ventures. How are you doing? Yeah, I've been. He says, "Welcome back." I haven't been doing much with this lately. I've been busy with other things and all of that stuff, and just have not. I think the last podcast I did was about a month and a half ago, and it was from out in the woods, about 2 miles from where I'm at. Right now, I'm up kind of in higher ground in the woods. I'm not near a creek up here where I did the last podcast. It was in the bottom land below me, like I said, a couple of miles away, not that far as the crow flies, but there's actually a creek running through there, which means an abundance of mosquitoes. Got the bug spray on, haven't found any ticks yet, so they're calming down a little bit. But if y'all don't mind, I'm going to walk back in here a little bit further and see if I still get signal. And I can tell you, I'm 56, and in my lifetime, no one has camped in these woods. There's no evidence of anyone camping. Now there is this is just a game trail right here, and you see it's heavily used. The ground's too dry to see what's been walking around back here, but that's a good wide well-traveled game trail. A lot of deer back here. Haven't seen any since I got back here, but like I say, I come back in here and mushroom hunt. There's something been digging around back here, maybe pigs. Yeah, Yeah, Danny, I used to think 56 was old, but uh, I don't feel old, at least not most of the time. But yeah, I got an email. I got to answer this email the other day. Somebody asked me, sent me a email and said, "Hey, what's with all the cryptids? I haven't been seeing any new reports lately." Well, they're out there, but I'll tell you this, not to be overly critical, but the internet with all the AI art and things like that, and the pictures people are creating with that and throwing them up on Facebook and stuff as the saying they're the real thing. It's kind of sadly that's distracting. It's gonna and it's still fairly easy to tell. The faked AI pictures and stuff that people put up, and I'm sure it's for the biggest part just people that don't really think much of this subject, just having fun. But as that type of stuff gets better, I'll say that it's going to be harder to tell what's real and what's not. Not to mention all the other supposed cryptids that are popping up everywhere now. But yeah, I haven't been out a whole lot this summer, just mainly because it's been so stinking hot. Is my signal still coming in good, guys? Yeah, Chris, I can't either. If they would put it up and just say, "Hey, look at this neat picture of a Bigfoot that I created," that would be all fine and good. But the ones, and to me, it's so obvious. But the ones that are super clear black and white pictures, it says picture of a Bigfoot and miners, picture taken in 1898 or something like that. It's like, no, it's not. you know, because the old pictures like that weren't that clear. But yeah, that's I think we're in for a whole new era in cryptids, and it's not for the better, I don't believe. Oh yeah, Danny, there's a program that detects AI. They're not getting away with SH. Yeah, for the biggest part, Danny. I mean, common sense. If you're keep up with things, it seems fairly easy to detect. But I look at the comments on a lot of those Facebook pages where they'll say, "Hey, what do you think about this? This was a picture taken in such and such," and a lot of people, yeah, they think that's the real thing. There's one gentleman that come out with one of the AI pictures that's been making the rounds, showing a man standing on a trail and a Sasquatch standing beside him. And he actually come on and he said, "Hey, I know this is fake because I created it." So good for him for admitting to that. But there's a lot that don't. Yeah, that I don't have that program, Danny, but that'd be an interesting thing. And other than that, I mean, and also there's a load of pictures that people that most of them I've never heard of them will just take a picture and say, "What do you see?" Well, don't they shouldn't do that. If they think they've got a picture of a Bigfoot, they should say, "Hey, I took this picture and look right here. I see this. Do you see it?" Not a blurry picture of a tree and say, what do you see?" That's just playing. That's basically playing find the face in the trees or face in the clouds, pareidolia type games. So yeah, I've been interested in this subject and pursued it for a lot of years. And here, um, lately, it's just gotten terrible. And some of the Facebook pages are better and worse than others. And I always go in, but it's got to the point. Yeah, Chris, I agree. As someone who does historical research, I get sick of it, and I feel the same. And when it first started, that stuff, I would comment on some of those pictures, and now it's just like I don't even bother. Um, but yeah, pareidolia is the word these days, and one of the Facebook pages has forbidden the use of the word pareidolia on it, and that's nothing against the guy. That's his Facebook page. If that's the way he wants to do it, that's his, and that's fine. But at the same time, if it's a page you're really trying to research this subject with, in my opinion, you should let people give their honest opinion as long as they're not bullying or just being just an outright jerk. But I mean, if I've got a picture that I think something like that and I put it up, I want an honest opinion on it. That's to me, that would be real research where you can't say this, can't say that. Just, if you don't like it, don't say a word. Well, that's like I said, it's their Facebook page, and that's fine. But just depends on what you're doing, I guess. But yeah, I do those old so-called historical photos. It's like, come on. But anyway, that's just me venting a little bit. And one thing I'm very happy about is I'm not allergic to poison oak. And when I was a kid, I would get poison oak or poison ivy. And then later in life, and when I was about 40 or so, I started thinking, man, I'm in the woods all the time, and I don't remember the last time I've got a case of poison ivy or poison oak. So to see if I was still allergic to it, I found some and rubbed it on my arm, um, and I didn't get it. So I don't have any reaction to poison oak or poison ivy these days, and I'm very thankful. And I hope my luck continues. Now, if I could just build up a resistance to mosquitoes, I would feel I feel really good. But yeah, yeah, hey, Danny, I don't know if you can see this. I'm gonna pick this up. You said it'd be a good place to metal detect. Uh, Found something here. You see that? Old milk bucket. Found it out here in the middle of the woods. I don't know if you can see that good. Ain't good for nothing now, but we get on there's a hole in it, but that was sticking up out of the ground. That's an old it's like an old milk bucket or so. But yeah, I'm going to and yeah, Danny, I do. The reason I do Facebook, it's and I didn't for a very long time. I mean, I kind of came into the Facebook. Uh, oh, mosquitoes don't like the vodka in your blood. Well, I don't drink. I don't have anything against drinking. I just don't like the taste of alcohol. But maybe if I rubbed vodka on me, maybe it'd make the mosquitoes dislike me. But no, back to the Facebook thing. I kind of got drug into it, kicking and screaming, as you will, because I don't like the gossip and stuff like that goes on a lot. But I've written a couple of books, as anyone who has followed my channel and stuff knows. I've written a couple of books, and it's a good place to advertise that. I also own a retail musical instrument store, and Facebook is a really good place to advertise that too. Now get into the hateful gossip and stuff like that goes on a lot on Facebook in general. I don't want any part of that. I'd like to think I'm grown past that kind of stuff in life. Don't have time for it. But yeah, YouTube is the main thing that I've done. So anyway, been on here for a little bit. Anybody have any questions or anything before I sign off and get to work on this camp? And like I say, I'll going to set up the camp over here and get the fire pit dug and ready. And if I'm going to do this next week, I'll announce it ahead of time. But you guys have helped me answer the main question: if I'll get a good enough signal to do a podcast back here, and I did, or I do. So when it's starting to cool off a little bit, it's only in the like 90, 91 out here, and not a lot of humidity, so it's not bad. Night time's getting down into the 50s and 60s, so perfect camping weather. So anyway, hey, thanks for stopping by, guys, and thanks for helping me out with the um, signal test. So till next time, you guys take care. And like I said, I will announce when I go live. I'll give you guys a panorama on the way out. So this is where this is the woods in southern Hughes County in southeast Oklahoma. Now, where I'm at here, we're not into the pine tree part of the state yet, but we're right on the edge of it. You go just a little bit further east, and you run into the Oh, hey Pyro, how you doing? See, yeah, hope to see you there. So anyway, I'm looking forward to coming out here and camping. So see you guys later. Thanks again for helping me with the with my signal test.